Hey, thanks for coming back. I'm going to talk about MicroOS today. What is MicroOS? Well, stay tuned, I'll let you know. And personally, I've been trying to stay away from MicroOS because I like Tumbleweed. I also like Slowroll. Prefer Slowroll on my devices, less updates. But now I'm looking at MicroOS and I might consider moving all of my servers over to MicroOS just because it's super simple. It's an immutable OS, transactional atomic updates upon a read-only Btrfs root file system. What that means is when you do updates, you have to reboot to apply those updates. Install something, you have to reboot. So that's kind of why I've stayed away with it. But you know what? When you have all the updates from the Tumbleweed branch, MicroOS kind of looks good. It's simple, easy to roll back. It's meant for workloads. And from what I've tested with it, seems to be a lot faster on the same hardware that I had been running Tumbleweed and Slowroll on. I use Cockpit as how I maintain MicroOS. From what I've seen, it's been very reliable. Yeah, so let's look at MicroOS. I did a quick install on Proxmox just to show everyone. Not going to talk a lot on this install. I'm pretty sure that everyone's seen how to install anything on Proxmox. I just set the most used or most common default settings in Proxmox. This is just for the demo. I'm going to delete this MicroOS as soon as we're done. So if I show you any passwords, they're not going to be for anything because by the time you see this, everything's going to be deleted. Nothing here is in production. Again, it's Proxmox. I generally do stuff on bare metal, like your, Jellyfin and Nextcloud. I do some stuff on Proxmox, but I've been kind of getting away from that. Finding everything runs just a little bit better on bare metal. No plugs against Proxmox. I have 3 Proxmox servers. Just for playing around, doing videos like this. It's great, love the product. But since I've been getting away from Ubuntu and going to SUSE, I've been doing everything bare metal, which unfortunately I have to have 2 of everything, which is not bad at all. But here I'm just going to do the MicroOS container host. Not going to do any desktops. I don't need to do any desktops. No reason to. Just a simple root password. Just want to fulfill the requirements to install this. What I'm going to do is click on software. Gonna look what's required or what's going to be installed. But what I want to do is go in, and I'll do a little search here in a second, and going to install Cockpit. And here we go, Cockpit. Just going to click on everything. There's no reason not to. You can read more on these if you want to. It's going to install all the defaults. But my security mode, I just set it to none. I find a lot of SE Linux issues. To be honest, I'm just tired of dealing with them. I'll let other people submit any logs and whatnot. Just kind of burnt out on SE Linux right now. It's caused me a lot of grief, specifically with image. It killed image. I can't get it to run, so I gotta reinstall that. That I do have running in a VM, so moving it out away from VMs anyways, kind of spinning those down. But as you can see for the MicroOS install here, it's going pretty quick. A lot less to install, and I'm not installing a KDE desktop or anything funky. This is just purely a Podman container system I'm going for. Nothing fancy. Yeah, straight to the point. I don't need anything huge. That's why I'm kind of going away from Tumbleweed and Slowroll. I want something straight to the point. Just run it. I don't want to play around with it. Here we go. Everything's installed, so let's take it to the flip side. Okay, we have MicroOS installed. We have Cockpit installed. Now let's go to the URL for Cockpit, which is your IP:9090. So I've done nothing else except for go to the Cockpit interface, and what you're going to see is you log in as root because you haven't created any other login. You can't log in to Cockpit as root. So either you create a new user so that you can log in, or you do what I'm doing here, which is you can edit the Cockpit authentication. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to allow root to log into Cockpit. Simply just uncomment root, take out the hash, and you will be able to log in. Now, remember, this is a transactional OS, so what you actually have to do is restart after you change that configuration. And it's going to be really quick for me. I'm on Proxmox for this, and it's up and running really quick. You can see here that I am now logging in as root on this Reboot, and boom, I'm in Cockpit. I can see everything. If you notice, there is actually updates available for this system. We'll take care of those in a minute, but terminal, software updates, and it's going to tell you what your updates are. So you'll notice that it says update and reboot. I might as well do that right now. We're here. Doesn't take very long. You just click on it. It downloads the updates for you, and you reboot. That's why I like Cockpit. You're able to do majority of your admin stuff from this interface, and you can see it's been disconnected, and we'll just wait here, I don't know, 4 or 5 seconds for it to come back up. My Proxmox server's not that speedy, and boom, we're back. Log in as root, and what you'll see here is it'll actually show you the new snapshot. So if you needed to, you could roll back from an update, and you'd be good to go. Networking's fine, storage is fine. You'll actually notice that shows all of your snapshots and everything. Services. I'm gonna create a Gumshoe user here. Actually didn't use this, but you can create your user once you've logged in, and then go back and take that hashtag out of the disallow file so that root's no longer able to log in. So you can do that from Cockpit, or you can do it from CLI if you want. But yeah, powerful tool, powerful operating system. You can tell your services that are running, and you can add and remove your applications for Cockpit in here, just like Tumbleweed. You can reserve extra memory for a crash if you so want. Did see this failed to start, and all I did was reboot again, and that went away. Do not know why it did that. Services failed, but it happens. It might be just that I had missed something or didn't wait long enough. But it is the package kit. And after a quick reboot, just waited a few minutes and it service restarted. No issues. And it went to not running like it wasn't needed. So I didn't know. I didn't do a lot of research into that, why it failed. And then after a restart, it started working. Then it turned off. Maybe it was just something that needed to be run in the background one time. I don't know. Got to look into that more. After all, this is the first time I've ever... Well, I don't know about ever. I might have tried MicroOS 6 months ago, but this is the first time I've run MicroOS in a long time. Wasn't really compelled to run it before. I had no reason. I had Docker running on Ubuntu for many years and get tired of running Ubuntu, and I've been running SUSE operating system, so Leap around. I still have a Leap server that I'm going to probably move all the Docker installs over to MicroOS. I have a bare metal server that I had cleared out, and so I'm going to put MicroOS and run a bunch of Podman containers on it. I do have Frigate MVR. I'm going to run Frigate on MicroOS and see how well it does. Reason is, Frigate right now, I don't pay attention to it. It's running just pure Tumbleweed. Needs to go to Slowroll, or instead of doing that, I'm just going to put it on MicroOS and see how well it runs. What I'm going to do here is go into the var directory and create a Podman. I'm going to create a Podman container. I'm just going to put Pi-hole on it and see how well it runs. So log into var. Everything needs to go into a var. I created a Podman directory. Now I'm going to create a Pi-hole directory. And under your Pi-hole, you need to create an etc directory and what is that called? DSMQ directory. Pi-hole likes to see those. You don't have to use those directory names, but in the control file you need to have those names called out. So I'm going to put my Pi-hole image name in. Always restart. Put my port mappings. Pi-hole is great. I use it. I actually just installed it at my parents' house because my mom likes to get spam on her computer and phone. So to head off those phone calls, I'm gonna I put Pi-hole too much into help desk for a family. Love my mom. I gotta stop her from getting roped into spyware, not spyware, but spam. They're trying to do things, people are just horrible. So Pi-hole helps stop all that junk that you see on your computer. It helps, doesn't get rid of 100%. But I've put my Pi-hole etc directory and the DNS MSQ. Have no idea I need to find out why web password doesn't work. I don't know if that's a Podman thing or whatnot, but yeah, you have to dive into the config or the actually logs to get those the auto password. So we can see that Pi-hole is running, and we'll see in a second that it's not using the password. And again, the password I put in there was something super simple. So go into the admin, and it will not use the password that I supplied. Don't know why. So you can simply just find what's in the logs, just scroll up, and it says random password. Boom, copy, log in with that, and look at that, it's up. And I swear this is so much faster on MicroOS than on Slowroll or Tumbleweed, even when I was running Ubuntu. Don't know if it's the same hardware as the Ubuntu, but yeah, it's I'm happy with this. I'm gonna start pushing out more MicroOS Podman containers. And sorry about this video being so long, but I wanted to get all of this covered in one video instead of a bunch of small ones. It's going to be the same cockpit interface that we always see. I think I'm just going to reboot it. Make sure everything's saved here, or updated. Make sure that Pi-hole works after a reboot. And Podman, it's always good to see when you put your Podman containers in that when you reboot they're always active until you tell them not to be active. So I'm just going to click on reconnect. Boom, it's up. Going to do the root password. There we go. Pi-hole is up and running. CPU usage is low. That's it for the video. I might do more videos on MicroOS for everyone. If you can, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you again down the road. Thank you. Bye.